Next up in 88 Films Asia range is Shaolin Wooden Men. And I, often look at the covers of these recent Jackie Chan movies, and it gives you a flavour of the movie that you're going into. And this one was probably one of the least exciting of the covers that I've seen. But it turned out to be a really enjoyable movie. And this one's all about Little Mute, which is Jackie Chan's character, a character who doesn't speak until the finale of the movie. And he is training of sorts at a Shaolin monastery, where he discovers this man chained up in a kind of cell, and he starts to take him food and talk to him, and this man starts to teach him kung fu. But he's teaching him an extremely aggressive form of this, and he finds another teacher who teaches him a more placid form, a form of self-defense, of not being as aggressive. And these two forms create a wonderful form of kung fu who he has mastered very quickly. And he is also looking for revenge on the person that killed his father. That's the kind of basic story of this one. It's the usual revenge, learn the abilities to go and kill the person that killed someone close to them. But this movie opens up with a remarkably abstract form. We have Jackie Chan's character fighting against several monks in a kind of dark, with a solitary light shining on them, and it feels a little bit artistic, and it has nothing to do with the plot whatsoever. It's just there as a scene at the start of the movie to get you into the action that's going to be all the way through this thing. And it's incredibly entertaining and just wonderful looking at the fight scenes, and you realise that there is a real sense of choreography, of skill and ability, and then you kind of go into the movie where there is little fight scene at the start. It's more about the training, it's more about the techniques the monks use to train these people. And then the kind of latter hour of the movie is Jackie Chan coming to the realisation of the person that he'll have to battle and how that fight scene is going to play out. Now, the fight scenes in this are wonderful, and they come thick and fast when we get to them later on. The training sequences are wonderful. The fact that Chan doesn't talk at all, it doesn't derail the movie in any way, shape or form. It actually just keeps the story to a bare minimum, a visual representation of what the story is going to be, and we get other characters just throughout the movie that kind of are going to point to things as well. And it's just a wonderful sense of storytelling and execution in this one, because I thought the fight scenes were excellent, and the story, which I thought was rather basic at the start, drew me in. Because it's not so much exposition or in your face, it just allows it to unravel in ways that I didn't expect it to unravel. There is this elongated, wonderful scene which includes the actual wooden men of the title, and this was a scene that went on way longer than I expected it to, that was just exhilarating to watch. I can't really describe it other than there's these wooden people who are pulled with chains, and it's a fighter's rite of passage to make it from one end of this hallway to the other without having their ass kicked by these wooden kind of mannequins. We see a couple of people failing at this. We see Chan going through it, and it's, like I said, elongated and wonderful. We get some nice fight scenes in a restaurant later on when Chan graduates from this monastery and goes looking for the person that killed his father. We get some awesome fight sequences, and then you get the finale. And the finale is always something special in these movies, and this is no different. It's wonderfully set up, wonderfully staged. It's exhilarating, edge of the seat, thrilling. It kept me captivated. I was kind of awe-inspired by some of the manoeuvres that they were doing, and just the sheer technical ability that these guys had. It's always marvellous to see. And as well as that, was just exhilarated with that fight scene. It was wonderful. Shaolin Wooden Men was a movie that I put off watching. You know, I kind of looked at the cover and I thought, I'll save that to another day. And when I put it on, I was just wowed. And I love when that happens with movies. You know, when you put on something, you're expecting nothing, and you find something that is just so much fun. I would highly recommend Shaolin Wooden Men. If you're a Jackie Chan fan, it's one of the better releases recently, and I'm really enjoying a lot of these movies, but I thought this was a fun one. I'd love to know your thoughts on this one. Let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man v Film.